Thank you so much for joining us for another edition of All Angles. I'm Dion Jacksmiller. You know, in all the years I've been in journalism, one of the recurrent stories that we cover is the issue of squatting, informal settlements, and government's repeated attempts, often without success, to get a grip on this issue of shelter and housing and land reform. We're going to be talking about that issue on tonight's program, and joining me in studio we have Dr. Earl Bailey. He's Program Director for Urban and Regional Planning at the University of Technology, also Vice President of the Jamaica Institute of Planners. Architect Margaret Jarrett is with us, as well as his Sustainable Development Consultant Robert Stevens, who is also with the Advocates Network. Later on in the program, we'll hear from the opposition spokespersons. We'll also hear from the government. Before all of that, though, recent developments in Clifton as well as in Pleasant Hill in St. Catherine have put this issue on the national spotlight, into the national spotlight once again. And our production assistant, Javon Gordon, went to talk to people in both those communities to hear their stories.
We just hear it like last night, and by the next morning, then just come in and just let down everything.
She's talking about the demolition of houses in the Bernard Lodge area near Clifton in St. Catherine. The demolition started on Thursday, October 6.
Up first this evening, there was high drama in a section of Bernard Lodge, St. Catherine today as demolition crews began the removal of illegal structures in the area.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness had announced the demolition in Parliament on October 5, 2022.
The government will act to demolish those structures.
According to the Prime Minister, the land had been captured by criminal gangs.
Our review of the community shows that it is a community that has been captured by criminal gangs.
After the demolition, he came back to Parliament.
Notice there wasn't any activity in the reserved area in 2019. So no one, Madam Speaker, can claim any adverse possession.
But the demolition has reignited discussions about squatting and land reform in Jamaica. It's a long-standing problem. Rima, 1977. Armed men from Arnett Gardens raided the community and forcibly removed people from their houses, throwing their belongings in the streets. This was done while then Minister of Housing evicted 1,000 residents who said they were paying rent. Beeston Street in 2012 and 59.5 Lyndhurst Road in 2018, and many others. The United Nations Human Settlement Program, UN Habitat, defines squatting as illegal occupation and use of land and or buildings. USAID estimated that about 20% of the Jamaican population are squatters. Some residents of Clifton told All Angles they started building because it was affordable.
I'm born from a poor family, so I'm not that choice, you see? And me, yes, I go on as some are going as a housing thing, some that shy, in the future. If you come out to the government, we pay feet and them something, we could do a thing and pay for it.
Others say they have been living there all their lives.
So I was born here. My mother and my father work with Bernard Lodge Sugar Company. They have died. My mother fell off the tractor on her job, down there, down the road down there, so, and tractor run over her. So this land is not like, say, we just come and just take it. It come from my parents, my mother and my father.
Others just took a chance.
The situation occur and you just do what you have to do. No, it's a risk, but you just do what you have to do.
The residents strongly opposed the demolition.
I feel like I fish the water, I feel down, feel mash up. Start back from zero. When we see the house, I go down, they write this, I look on it, all cold sweat, I wash it.
Right now, I cut up. Right now, I tell you, my heart shake up. I pressure everything that's I lick me at straight. I have a sister and she crippled and she da bill around here so too. And at the end of the day, she come here Saturday and I don't know if I tell her say. I know if she born here, grow here, as I tell her before, with parents. And outside her dead. I'm sorry so she not there now for you see her. Outside her dead, so right now, a people place should they stay.
In Pleasant Hill, St. Catherine last week, more distress over eviction notices served by the state. We're here in the middle of the Pleasant Hill community. We're gauging the reactions of residents who have been issued with an eviction notice for December 6. They got the eviction notice on October 6. This date might sound familiar because it's the same day the Clifton homes were demolished. The media coverage and attention were on the Clifton homes, but the people here in Pleasant Hill are equally distraught about leaving the place that they've called home for all their lives.
My father told me that he have the land from the end of 1945 to 46. Yeah. So after that, when he work and he used to plant cane and he going to Worthy Park, if you don't plant a little cane to support the estate, them not going to use it on the land. That's how we get it.
My feelings is very hurt. If you understand my feelings, if you know my situation, my blood is bitter. You understand? When I understand the situation. My band come here so come see my father at 44 now, wishing where me have my 3 kids them. You understand? So if we evacuate from here, where would I go now?
I'm here approximately 35 years. Get my kids them in Pennington where I did live, finish raise them down here. I've got this piece of land from my father, William Parker. He killed out the cane and he gave me to my house and he said to me, he never called me, tell me, he said, Kate, may give you something to make your house, but make sure also when government come, you have your money to pay for the land. I say, yes, Scotty. And that's what I go on.
I'm living here about 35 years now. My husband lived here 40 years. We were here unmolested for all those years. Nobody came to molest us or say anything to us towards the land.
Residents were confused when they got the eviction notice.
Oh, that could never right, man. We feel upset about it. All of we feel cut up about this carry on that go and that come to son and this land. We say we do something and reach up far. We have nowhere else to live and go live.
We can't comfortable with a situation like this. As long as you come in, if you go work and you come in and understand, say, a letter grant, like for instance, December 6. If you find somewhere to go. There is no happiness in your life. No matter how soft your heart beat or get hard, your heart will get tough as a stone.
It was a little embarrassing because we weren't expecting that. And then I just prayed about it and I left everything in the hands of God. And when the others were there, you know, very disturbed about it and stuff like that, we just, you know, tried to see how best we could deal with it.
They felt disappointed by the government's approach.
It's funny in a way, you know, when they give us the paper, them eviction paper, them, we said that could never write for the people supposed to live somewhere. We can't live in either in a sea or in a middle road or up in the year. And he is not going to take a film way to live. So we can never feel good. And we know that we never gone so far. Instead that we are get help up, we are get help down.
And we are suffer for somewhere to live. We even can't find food, hardly can't find food, much less. Remember, say, if you don't have somewhere to call at home, how you feel like yourself? Look into it.
The residents say they are ready to regularize their status.
So we need the Prime Minister to adjust this thing to we. If him come and have a dialogue with you, reason with you, make we know where we stand. If you not have no idea about it, well, explain it to the people, make we get the full understanding. But it can't work. You understand? And the people then very upset, cross, ignorant, miserable.
A lot of us are ready to pay for the land, ready, whatever it takes that we can be regularized, you know, just send in the surveyor to us to survey the land and let us have a title, and we are willing to pay.
Javon Gordon reporting for All Angles.
Okay, so remember, you can WhatsApp us. It is 3810072. You can also tweet us. It's TVJ All Angles. That's our hashtag. We're just going to take the break, do some business. When we come back now, we'll come to our guests in studio. Stay tuned.